And this is the photograph that proves that, huh?
Yes, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey, Nick, if this photo is a fake, Detective Acme might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken.
That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. I need to take a good hard look at the court record. I mean, there's this ad thing. But I don't know if that's what they're looking for.
What about the urn itself? When was it repaired, does it say?
Two weeks. They're nervous.
Not a lot to go on, is there?
The detective's been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination. That he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime.
Alright then, how do we do that?
There's one thing that Atme stated very clearly. That he had never seen the urn before he stole it.
We need to prove that he's lying.
I will be coming to purloin the most priceless work of art on display in your Treasures of Terrain exhibit. Take good care of that speckled urn, won't you? Yours truly, Mask to Mask.
Should I play? Should I present it this or the urn itself? Because he says it's a speckled urn. And he would only know that if he saw it.
Sure, okay.
So I guess this probably.
Objection!
Mr. Atme, if you really are Mask to Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct?
But of course. Is there a problem with the calling card?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mask to Mask had written. Take good care.
Take good care.
Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to the pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true, but so what?
Truth be told, there's no way that Mask to Mask could have known about this pattern.
What do you mean?
This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these and these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor.
I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Wright.
The day that sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say, an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn.
You can't be serious.
And yet this drawing card clearly mentions the paint pattern, which means Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for that night of the murder no longer holds water.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
All right, that did it. He's broken.
Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose.
Huh?
It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
Conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask the Mask. And now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
That's a good point. No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor!
You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Cain Bullard? Then let me ask you this. Why would he do it? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright. Motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest?
Nick, he's getting his second wind! If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Rhonda Light, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for his murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Rhonda Light. Isn't that right, detective? Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is very clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer.
They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard evidence, this may be our only chance.
Luke Atme had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Cain Bullard decided to investigate Mask to Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Rhonda Light. And it was Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal.
Wait, that doesn't even make any sense. Why would Bullard write a letter and send it to Rhonda Light if he was mistaken of the identity? Oh wait, I just thought it was Rhonda Light instead of... Okay.
Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he has masked the mask. That is why Mr. Delight sought fit to kill Cain Bullard. What a tragedy.
So the victim, Cain Bullard, blackmailed the defendant.
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment.
Yeah, but then, like, why would Rhonda Light take the blackmail seriously if he isn't mask to mask?
Because he's delusional and thinks he's mask to mask.
Well, then wouldn't he be get off on insanity charges if he put in like an asylum?
That would be very good for On Delight.
A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
What?
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination. Were you able to read the blackmail letter again? Yeah, he has a red diamond. Is it just a coincidence that what's his name also has a red diamond ring that he like bragged about earlier? I don't really know if you can present that right now.
Yeah, I don't know 100%. I do think. This seems suspicious. And who in the world is going to prove that?
I will.
Mm.
After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atney and Mr. Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Perhaps they were connected through their work. They were both involved in security.
Nope.
That was blunt.
In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight.
Mistook?
Yes, mistook, from the Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take an error.
That wasn't what I meant.
Just who did the victim mistake Mask to Mask to be?
Why, the answer is obvious. Rhonda Light, of course.
Boy, I'd like to wipe that look off this guy's face. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for mask to mask?
Don't you already know that? Zvari, take a look at this newspaper.
That's the famous Tear of Amannon, a magnificent jewel.
The photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Furthermore, it also shows an ugly guard, namely the defendant.
The defendant?
The victim clearly misread the article, and Zvari, he got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Mask to Mask.
I see. That was an unusually reasonable deduction. My Thunder fan half the time during the trial.
You mean this blackmail letter right here?
It says bring $50,000.
And the handwriting is, without a doubt, the victim's?
There is no mistake. We have an official report to prove it.
But I don't see an addressee on this letter anywhere.
An addressee?
This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. And Mr. Delight didn't show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant.
I wonder...
What's up, Nick?
I just had a thought. What if the blackmail letter wasn't meant for Ron Delight?
Whoa! Do you have any evidence of that?
Whoa, Scoob!
For some reason, I can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter.
Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied?
What do you mean by that?
Oh my, I was certainly already aware. Zvari!
KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was security team chief, I stole data from the company.
King Bullard had yet to forgive young Mr. Delight, which is why he sent him that letter upon mistakenly believing he was the thief. Here is a file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office. Evidence that Mr. Bullard was receiving money through blackmail.
However, isn't this a bit odd? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bullard the money, even though he wasn't actually masked the mask?
On that point, there was an unfortunate bit of chance.
Do you really think that story is going to hold up?
That assertion is not merely my own, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
I have here a memo from Ron Delight's wife, Desiree Delight. Ronnie thinks he's Master Mask. Don't you feel sorry for him? Please don't think too badly of him. Well, Mr. Trite.
Was he trying to act like Miss Delight just now?
I thought he was actually pretty convincing.
No, that's just your imagination talking.
Come now, sir, lawyer. I'm afraid imagination is not the right word for it. This is a deduction, the result of a carefully implied reasoning.
Can we hear that careful reasoning for ourselves?
It's a long story, and better saved for another time.
Very well, another time.
The so-called long stories aren't usually all that long. At least, not in my experience.
So you're gonna try to connect Detective Abney to Mr. Bullard, right?
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully it won't require surgery either.
In that case, you'll have to talk about the blackmail.
That's true. Was that blackmail letter really intended for Ron?
Since we don't have enough information, you should press him for more testimony.
Maybe I'll be able to shake some contradictions loose that way.
Does that mean we need to press again on everything, or is that just... What about the thing about him getting blackmailed over and over again?
But
Click on the papers. Alright.
this.
No.
Oh. This?
Yeah, does that say anything if you click on it? Can you? You can click on it?
No.
No.
Should I do the blackmail letters? It says the thing about the red ring,
I mean,
red diamond.
I don't really have any idea, so better than nothing.
Mind if I asked you a few questions, Detective Atme?
Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright.
When you said that this letter was addressed to Rhonda Light, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction.
Contradiction. I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
You're the one to talk.
At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed. Time to man up, Mr. Wright. Put 'em up! Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter.